Hey guys, this is Alex Chamberlain, and today I'm going to talk about the Transition Smuggler. This is a 120 mil rear, 140 mil bike, and this review is made possible by Rhythm Bikes. They've actually been letting me demo a lot of bikes on their Tuesday night rides, so I've been able to get out and test bikes. So we're going to have a lot more reviews coming towards you, like the SB140 and the SB165 are coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But I'm glad we got it from Rhythm because the fork was set up with a 36 140, and then he switched out the rear shock for a DPX2 instead of the normal DPS shock. So this is a lot more capable bike on the trail, and it definitely showed out there. So a couple of the negatives I found out were this is a 2.3 DHR, and that's the mud clearance and tire clearance. So there's pretty much none. And then also, you can't tell here because there's water right now, but I was scuffing my heel every once in a while on this, and I've never hit my heel on a chainstay before, so that's just something to think about if you kind of ride at all pigeon-footed. Like, I ride pretty straight, but I was still hitting it, so just putting that out there. But hopefully keep this review pretty short. This is definitely not your cross-country bike. Like, it was nothing that I thought it would be as a 120 mil bike. Like, this feels even more capable slightly than the SB130, and it pedals much worse than the SB130, which is weird because it says 10 mil less travel at either end. But this bike was incredible on the downhill. Like we were saying, like if there's an enduro class for 120 mil bikes, this would win. Like, I can't imagine 120 mil being used better on the descents, but you definitely sacrifice it uphill. Like, this thing climbs similar to my Mega Tower. And this is the same, pretty much same build kit that came on the Yeti SB130 I reviewed. So just swapping the frames, there was that much of a difference. Like, the 130 feels very spirited, fun. You get really rewarded for pushing hard. This, you don't really get rewarded for pushing hard, especially when seated. When you're standing up to sprint, let's say like in the middle of a trail, middle of an enduro stage or something, and stand up to sprint, this feels great and super responsive. But just getting yourself to the top is definitely not as easy. So I would definitely say this is like the downhillers trail bike or downhillers XC bike. I would not want to go on like a 50-mile ride on this thing, but if it was just my local trail center everyday ride, like 12 miles or whatever, this thing rips the descent so hard. And you get really rewarded. Like, it pockets corners, it just plows through stuff. It pumps really well, so you get like the pumping sensitivity. You get the benefit of this bike pumping really well from its short travel, but you still get that plowability, and this thing just snaps in and out of corners. Like, I haven't had so much grip on the tires in a while. I'm actually extremely surprised. Like, that trail that I mentioned last time on the SB130 video, Chaparral, this bike almost went faster down the hill. Like, I don't know how. I was like, I have no idea how 120 mil can be that good on a trail, but I was very surprised. But this bike manuals really well as well, corners really well, but for some reason, like, it doesn't inspire me to like jump around on the trail or play around that much compared to the SB130, which was surprising because this is like the party on the trails mentality they talk about. But it manuals great and it corners great, so maybe that's the party. But I'm actually surprised, like, it doesn't really want me to pop off every little thing. So it's a weird bike. I don't know if I would personally buy one. Like, I definitely had some of the best times downhill on it, but it's so weird having like, you buy a 120 mil bike to be super efficient, do those long days, be poppy and playful, but this really wasn't. This was like, it felt like a Sentinel. Like, it felt like an enduro race bike, but it just had less travel. But you didn't feel that it had less travel. I don't really understand it, but that's kind of just my opinion. I'm sure other people have different opinions, but you probably came to my channel for my opinion, so there it is. And then on another video, I'll talk about the SRAM Axis Eagle, because this was actually equipped with that. And there's some interesting things about that you'll definitely want to know about, so stay tuned for that. But hope you like this review. It was a little bit shorter. And yeah, I'll see you guys out in the trails.